Jake Sully is a Terminator. John Connor is the Terminator. The Terminator is actually a good guy. The Terminator is a robot from the future who's come to kill Sarah Connor.
Did they put that in the first trailer?
Yeah. It's opening narration.
Oh.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
That's a better one.
He cuts off his leg, and then he sticks his sword to the ground and starts praying, and
just
then
kicks him in the
bam,
in the head. In the side of the head.
Welcome back to Unproductive Nerds. Well, we've tried to record this 2 times already. Let's give it a third shot.
La bola, la bola, la bola.
Blah, 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 blah.
Would you like to finish the intro? I realize you intro these things. I normally don't. Go ahead.
I thought this was the segment
Go ahead.
This is our little intro
We
segment.
already had the little intro segment where we complained about
Jesus.
Terminator.
We complained about Terminator. Okay. Welcome back to the Unproductive Nerds, guys. It is me, Rhiannon, your host, and joined, as always, by Jack and John.
As always.
And this week, we are joined
Wait,
by...
can I cut you off for a second? Why do you always say your host Rhiannon as if you're the main host?
Well, I introduced it, so shut the fuck up.
Me and John pull equal weight, and Dan's the funny one.
We need to have an MC, so... Did you just spit in your lap?
I do all the technical stuff.
Oh my god, did you just... Okay. It's chewing gum.
I just got a massive glob of saliva onto my lap.
Okay,
It
so
looked
Dan
just from my angle.
Dan just dropped some chewing gum, but I full on thought you just spat in your lap.
No,
I thought you were just looked at it.
We're not starting again. We're going for it.
Okay. Oh, jeez, they've stopped.
They stopped going la bulla, la
No.
bulla.
Don't curse it. They're gonna come
Yeah,
back.
don't jinx
they're
it.
gonna
This is
come
like
back.
saying in a horror movie, "Don't worry, guys, I'll be right back."
We're gonna be an hour, like
Or
an
saying
hour.
an alien covenant.
Oh.
Say you're going for a piss, but actually going for a smoke.
For some reason.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Oh,
so bad.
We're gonna talk about it.
So disappointed.
We're gonna talk about it.
We'll get to it.
Oh my god,
That's the
because I have so
design
much
of the
to say.
Neomorphs.
Well-
They were cool.
No, they're not.
They're not cool.
They're not
Shut
cool.
up, they're
I'm
not
sorry.
Shut your poor
You haven't
mouth.
introduced us yet.
That's exactly, that's what I'm trying to do. As you can hear, we are also joined by Dan and
No, I'm
Ophelia.
bitter Dan today. I'm
Yeah,
bitter.
it's bitter,
Bitter
Dan.
Dan.
Bitter
He's
Dan.
bitter Dan today. Also, we apologize for
Is Dan not bitter?
Jack.
Don't interrupt her.
Continue. I apologize. I shall not talk for the rest of the podcast. Continue.
We apologize for not uploading last week just due to...
I don't apologize for jack shit.
I was too busy.
I do this for fun.
I was too busy off doing charity work to bring the equipment so we could record. So it's cool. It's on me. Subtle brag.
Isn't Jack just fucking Jesus?
I
guys?
wish I could. I wish he would let me suck
Jesus,
his
Jack.
Yeah, every man wants to be me. Every woman wants to be
I
inside
said, I
me.
drag my balls across broken glass just to suck the dick of the man who fucked him.
Yeah, you're walking down the street and all the women are just like, I need to buy a strap on.
No, actually, they're thinking more like Muppets. Just hand up the.
I'm the world's greatest ventriloquist.
So,
I did a lot of physical comedy for anybody at home there.
should we talk about news?
All right,
I mean, the news
no,
that
we're
Jack is canonized as an official saint.
Oh yeah, I am. When I ascend to sainthood, yes, it's going to be great. I've made us a list because
Saint Jack Long.
Can you ascend to sainthood? Can you ascend?
Saint.
Can you ascend to sainthood before you die? I don't think you
you
can.
need 3 miracles. So I'm thinking I commit 2 miracles.
You commit 2 miracles. You're under arrest for committing 2 miracles.
And then I
They're
come
not
back.
crimes, officer. I swear they're a miracle.
I come back from the dead as my 3rd miracle. Because I was technically
Jesus
dead.
already beat you to it, mate.
Yeah, but I could
the
beat his
first one
respawn time by 2 days.
Hey, you know how Jesus turned water into wine? Well, I turned an 18-year-old girl into a 14-year-old girl. I swear, officer, it was just a miracle.
I turn water into piss every day, but no one seems to do
She
it.
was legal when I picked her up. It was just the Lord made her younger.
John, it's things like that is why you're not allowed to work with the disenfranchised youth like I am. Alright, so...
actually, there's reasons why... no.
John is a disenfranchised Jew.
Alright,
Exactly.
that's why we bring him on the podcast.
You know, you're tearing me apart. I don't know what I want to do in the world.
It's like every workplace has to have like a special needs employee. John is ours.
Do you have a list again?
Okay, how did we get from disenfranchised youth to disabled?
It's okay, John. Calm down.
Sorry.
Take it easy.
I'm a simple man, John. Explain it to me good and clear.
I thought you were
Well,
calling me a
we're
simple
5
man.
minutes
No,
in, and again, I'm
Dan
going to have to
Seymour.
apologize.
Okay, Dan Seymour. Dan Seymour for president 2018.
He's a simple man.
Disenfranchised youths, disabled people. What's the difference?
Poor, retarded, they're all the same.
Tomato, tomato. Rapping, raping. It's all the one.
Yeah, it's just that's your running slogan. It's just poor, retarded, tomato, tomato.
It's all the same. Alright,
That's Dan Seymour 2018.
Stick him in in the pan,
Oh
I
my
say.
God.
Stick them in the pan.
We've missed so much in the last week or so. I've made us another one of my patented lists.
Oh, yeah?
Lists of shit to go over.
Okay,
podcast shit list.
All right.
Podcast.
Top
Podcast shit list.
Top of the list, fucking Tom Holland swinging his
Tom
way
Holland.
into fucking Tom Holland, right off.
Wait, fucking Tom Holland.
He's swinging into our hearts as young Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie.
No.
Wait,
John
what?
doesn't
Yes.
like this.
As in
my
like
problem
Spider-Man?
isn't Tom Holland.
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland is
We
Nathan
Tom
Drake.
Holland.
Little Tom Holland.
Little Tom Holland.
Why?
My problem with it isn't that they've cast Tom Holland. I think he's a perfect fit for young Nathan Drake. My problem is that they're making an Uncharted movie because the Uncharted games are already movies.
Making
Yeah.
is a loose term. They've
It's
been
like-
going out for 10 years and they don't have a
It's
script
like
yet.
all those people who want to make a Last of Us movie. It's like, oh yeah, Maisie Williams for Ellie, and it's like,
No.
that's not bad casting. It's just a bad idea for a movie because the game was
The
already
characters look too realistic.
Yeah.
the game was already the movie. That's
You
the
could
problem.
still almost do it with Metal Gear Solid, but with something like Last of Us, where it is essentially...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
man, can you imagine Yui Bull's take on Metal Gear Solid?
Well, it's not Yui Boss, it's the Kong guy.
No,
No,
but
we
can
get
you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah.
No.
Can
Wait,
you
what
ima-
did Yui Boll do?
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. He was the guy who
Oh.
made all the shitty
I
video
see.
game movies.
Oh,
Can
that's
you imagine
silly.
what Yui Bull's Metal Gear Solid would be like?
Right,
I
we
can
need
only
to do an
imagine it's
episode
just the
on
movie
shitty
Rambo.
Video game movies. That will come in the future, folks.
He would just make a remake of Platoon and just put Snake Eater in front of it.
Okay, so fucking
You know how Snake Plissken inspired Solid Snake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we do a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and get 70s Kurt Russell to do
70s Kurt Russell as Solid Snake.
modern day Kurt Russell is Solid Snake.
That
Oh, he could be- he could
he'd be
be-
really good for Old Snake if they made
Yeah.
a Guns of the Patriots.
I was about to ask for casting. Who do we think for Sully? Because we had an argument over the thing, and I want other people's
it's just fucking
reaction.
Richard McGonagall. You have to have Richard McGonagall.
Tom Hanks.
No, Richard
I was
McGonagall
thinking
is
of
the
that
only
he was
person.
in the movie, so
Yeah, look at the movie Sully. Tom Hanks with a mustache and a Western voice is fucking perfect.
Okay, first of all, Sully isn't.
What about
Western.
Tom Selleck?
Okay,
10
that's,
years ago, Tom Selleck works.
Actually, current day Tom Selleck does work.
Really?
well.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
He's in Blue Bloods.
He's
yeah?
got the right hair for it and he's got the right mustache. But my only problem with it is you wouldn't have to recast him because Richard McGonagall is already the age and weight ofSully. Just give him a mustache and he's...
You see, you gotta lock him in for a few movies. You need a younger kind
The
of
thing
guy.
is, then
or
you're
somebody
going to have
who
Nolan North bitching about how he wasn't cast as Nathan Drake.
looks young. Yeah.
Well,
You
I
cast
think
Richard McGonagall.
Nolan North could make peace with the fact that he's not a physically fit person.
I don't know. He looks like he tries to climb a lot of stuff in
Nathan
those promos.
Nathan Fillion has actually said he wouldn't want to be Malcolm Reynolds again because he's just... he's not the right,
What?
body for it anymore.
What about J.K. Simmons? J.K. Simmons can play
Yeah.
any character.
Okay,
But he's not. I don't think he's nice enough to be Sully.
But I feel like J.K. Simmons...
Because then they would have to give him an obligatory freak the fuck out moment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Sully doesn't really do that.
Yeah, actually, he never gets angry.
In Uncharted 3, he has a moment where he's really pissed at Nate because they come out of the burning castle. And
Why
he's
are
like,
we still doing this?
Yeah, he's like, why? I'm an old man. I can't keep doing this. Come on, Nate. This is
And
too
then
much
at the
for
end of
me."
Uncharted 4, he decides to just
Spoilers.
keep doing it.
Spoilers!
I haven't gotten to Uncharted 4 yet.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Picking up until...
Yeah, sorry. He just completely forgets that and decides to be an adventurer forever.
Alright, speaking of Spider-Man, we got 2 new Spider-Man Homecoming trailers, and I hate them both.
I haven't watched them.
Don't.
Wait, we have 2
I've
new
only
ones?
seen
We have
one.
one international one and one trailer 3.
Oh.
The international one, I'm going to give a little bit of spoilers, but it's all first person, and we see what he was doing during Civil War. He's like, hey guys, look, oh my god, that guy got massive all of a sudden. He's pointing to Ant-Man.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
It's great, but it's something I would have liked to seen in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they're not showing us stuff from the movie. I would like if they didn't include that in the movie.
Yeah, but the second
Yeah.
It'd be a cool promo piece.
the second
No,
trailer,
I was just thinking that'd be great for a trailer for Homecoming. It just,
but the
It
second
might
trailer is fucking just the Vulture's origin story.
Really?
Beat for
Don't
beat.
tell. Oh,
It is
man.
beat for beat everything. It's beak for beak. Everything. Got him
Is it?
good.
I don't think it's beat for beat.
It is beat for beat. He's like, damn you, Tony Stark. We've been paying for your mistakes for years. I've got an Iron Man helmet. I'm gonna chuck it on the ground now.
I'm still having my hopes up with that. It's all the trailers give you the story, and then it's probably gonna go on its head
It's
halfway
gonna-
through the movie. It's just gonna flip, and you're gonna be like, ah, holy fuck!
halfway through, Doc Ock's just gonna come out of literally nowhere.
And then they're gonna
No
then
foreshadowing.
Brain switch him.
mind switch, and we're gonna get Spectacular
no.
Spider-Man.
Can you imagine Tom Holland doing a German accent and just being Superior Spider-Man? Just
Like
Yeah,
him.
I am the superior Spider-Man.
I don't get why people talk with Doc Ock with a German accent. 'Cause he's not German.
His name is Otto.
Octave.
His name's Otto. Of course, he's German.
But Alfred Molina wasn't.
He's from the Bronx.
Molina.
You know, I'm going to be honest. It's mainly because he was German in the '90s TV show.
Fair enough.
I
But,
was always.
Yeah, Octavius, a fucking traditional German name right there.
Well, it's Latin, so
Yeah.
that's German.
also, how?
Because stay with me here. The Holy Roman Empire was just basically Germany. Therefore,
The Holy Roman Empire was Germany.
yeah, you know, like Charlemagne and shit. That's so. Ergo,
I think John thinks he can win the argument by quoting stuff that no one has heard of.
Yeah.
Because he knows he has
Ozymandias.
he has the weird Latin history edge over all of us.
Also,
Yeah.
ergo, stick with me here. Roman, German, kind of the same thing. So Octavius, Latin name,
No,
ergo Roman name,
no.
ergo German name.
No.
No.
Octavius is just not a German name.
Stick with me here.
German
but
is based on Greek, and
But
French
it's Roman.
is based on.
But it's Roman. But it's Roman. Holy, I already know.
All right,
it, but
everybody, calm down. Everybody, calm down. I've just figured out how the sequel to Homecoming is going to go.
It's just that.
It's you making that argument.
I am covered.
No, Doc Ock is a member of Hydra.
Actually, shit.
How have they not done that
Should have
yet?
the last word on this.
Yeah, Ophelia, you're German. Tell us.
Octavius is not a German name.
I didn't say it was a German name. I said it was a Roman name,
And
and
by
that there
extension, a
wasn't a
German
difference. Exactly.
So, what's our opinions
No,
on
John.
Homecoming?
I think Homecoming is going to be really good, but I wish I didn't.
The thing is,
I haven't
because
seen the latest trailer, so
don't.
I'm.
See, Marvel aren't
I'm
ones for showing us
optimistic.
the whole movie in the trailer. So why would they do it now? Because maybe it isn't up to
It's
scratch.
because
That's
Sony.
where
It's because Sony are on board. I genuinely think it's
Yeah,
a
I
Sony
think
thing.
it's maybe it's Sony's fault. You know, maybe Marvel's just are like,
trying to
guys, don't
sabotage
don't release it. But Sony are like, fuck you, we're gonna.
You're like, we gotta. Our last movie didn't do that well. We gotta go whole hog on selling this one. The only thing is, Marvel are doing that thing where they'll only show half the movie in the trailer, like they did with Dormammu in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He's not in any trailer. Or Planet Hulk. Sorry, not Planet Hulk. Ragnarok.
For Ragnarok. Yeah,
You know, up to the Hulk fight, that's the second act. So, like, we still got a third act there that we have no idea about. It's supposedly a road trip movie with the
you
Hulk
don't
and
see a
Thor.
whole lot of Hela in it. you know?
Exactly. We don't need more Hella.
But
Yeah.
what little we do see is hella awesome.
Oh, we'll come to Life
We
is Strange
did
in a
that
minute.
episode, man.
Life is Strange is going to be the next episode.
Oh,
Don't worry.
no.
It's coming up in our mystery solver.
They're making a second one.
We're gonna surprise you with party poppers,
I
John.
haven't even
Yeah.
played the first.
I haven't
like, I
even
haven't
played
played
it
it
Greatest
yet.
game you'll ever play. Okay.
It's so shit.
Anyway, actually, I picked
I've
up.
watched it. But
I picked up The
haven't
Wolf
played
Among Us last night. It's real good.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
it is.
It was down to €7. I'm like, fuck, I'll pick that up.
It is
Where?
really,
There's
really
this
good.
PlayStation Store. There's a moment every now and again where the audio just doesn't sync up with the lips, though,
Yeah.
and it really throws me off. But I gotta keep watching Mr. Toad here in case he fucking slips again.
Yeah, well, I guess they do have to animate Animal Mouse,
Yeah.
which isn't an easy task. And because Toad literally, his lips don't move. He has a mouth that goes up and down.
Also,
Pac-Man
I love the sound of like ambulance in the background. That's really gonna
I
be
know.
great when
We-
listening
we-
back
we-
to this.
I love how the chanting stopped and now there's just sirens.
Yeah, the ride is over, but the injured are being collected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
John
again,
killed a lot of people while setting the hero.
Yep. Well,
We're just gonna. All right, they passed. We're good.
I won't have
we've
background.
had to record outside.
Now I'm going to have to
since
go
our
kill that
space isn't
ambulance crew
available,
because
so-
I will not have background noise in this podcast.
No, we've never had an episode with background noise. Anyway, moving on from Spider-Man.
We're professional.
Tom Hardy is Venom.
And it's Tom Hardy's never done a bad performance, but I
This is gonna be the first.
but Tom Hardy has never not elevated a film he was in.
Dark Knight Rises, to be fair.
he,
film-
He makes it 10 times better.
He elevated tenfold. The film Legend. The film would not be good had he not been in it. Bronson. That film would not be good had it not been Tom Hardy in that role.
Locke would not
Locke.
be an interesting film if it wasn't Tom Hardy.
I can't imagine anybody taking the Mad Max role.
That's it. Like
Apart from Armie Hammer,
he's
maybe.
cinema gold. Put
He
him in a
is.
movie and he'll make it. Right.
He's like Venom. It'll make you stronger, like the
I
drug
think.
Venom.
I think he will actually. I think he'll sell the movie
He will.
and he
Yeah.
will make it good.
But there are a few problems, and one of which, and it's my major one, it's not connected to the Spider-Man
That is
whatsoever.
dumb.
It is, right?
That is-
So it's just like a lone standing movie.
This
then.
could have been
Yeah.
their chance.
Wait, is he going to have web slinging? So
Yeah, he's gonna have a spider on his chest. He's gonna be web slinging, but there's just no reference to Spider-Man.
But see, because Spider-Man isn't in it, that means that they could just make it Agent Venom, I'm not on board with that. I want Eddie Brock Venom. I want the monstrous Venom.
I'd watch Agent Venom if there's the threat that every now and again he could freak out and go monstrous, like the Hulk. That now he could kill everybody.
Are they going to make him like Nightcrawler? Like they're going to go the disenfranchised journalist becomes, serial killer route?
Actually, this is R-rated.
Or it could be the disenfranchised soldier who goes back for more.
I don't know. Is it R-rated?
Apparently it's R-rated. This could have been Marvel's chance to do an R-rated horror set in the universe and just not tie it in that much. You could have literally had Spider-Man be the only tie to it, and maybe somebody mentions the Avengers.
I don't understand how they could do this
That's how they tie
comfortably
everything
and not
together.
tie it. It
Somebody
sounds like the
mentions
stupidest
the
business decision I've ever heard.
It is, like, even if you...
And after this, they want to do a Black Cat and a Silver Sable movie.
And that
sounds shit.
That sounds awful.
Where's my Aunt May spin-off movie? I want young Aunt
My
May.
Uncle
Young Aunt May turns out was a super spy during the 70s.
I want a How Harry Met Sally movie, but it's with Aunt May and Doc Ock, but he's in a big trench coat to hide the arms.
You know what? Just
all this, like, hijinks, he has to hide the arms.
Yeah.
She's like, could you get me a beer from the bar? And he goes, sure, I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, that's an idea. And there's other suitors trying to steal Aunt May away, but there are also other villains in trench coats.
Yeah, it's like the Vulture, he's got two wings. Mysterio's got a fishbowl head.
The Rhino is
He's in the giant mech suit and he's got the tarpaulin.
I feel like we've made this joke
We have.
before. God, we've gotten repetitive. In our old age, we're falling apart. We're like Logan at this stage.
Yeah, you do have the drinking problem, Jack.
I don't have it.
And I have the shitty eyesight.
It's not a problem. It just helps me cope. Oh shit, it's a problem. Actually, the honest trailer for Logan came out. Anybody watch that?
Yes, I did.
It's real good. And they got Ryan Reynolds back again to do Deadpool.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at that.
I don't think his humour blends with the honest trailer humor.
The
No,
first
it
time it
doesn't.
did,
It's jarring.
second time it did. It's like when they got Kevin Smith for Everything Wrong With.
Yeah, that didn't
That
Really?
did not work.
That's really tough.
It's because, in Everything Wrong With, he'll do like a one-line sin and then it's over. Well, Kevin Smith, like me, talks an awful lot. So it's like 3 lines before he says the sin. And he like calls out R2-D2 and CP3 about being gay. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck it up every time.
Every time.
Every single time.
Do you have a problem with robots, Jack?
I have a
Can you
problem
not
with
pronounce
robots.
names of robots?
Daleks and
Robots.
robots. But he's still
While
fancy.
we're on the subject of robots, I have a question to ask you guys.
Go
You know
ahead.
the mini Sphero BB-8 droid?
Yeah.
Should I get it?
No.
You do whatever you want.
Wait, what do you mean?
I can get it, but
How much?
should I?
How much?
50.
Oh yeah, for 50, yeah. Retail price was 150.
Wait, does it
Retail price is 180.
does it roll around?
Yeah,
It's
but
it's basically a miniature version of the actual droid they used in the movie.
I still feel like, for the sake of like building materials, they could have went like one size bigger and made it the same size as the droid in the movie.
Yeah, but then
How
you'd be
much more
paying
would you want?
thousands for it.
You could have went for an extra 50 and gotten that. Anyway, moving on to slightly sadder news. Zack Snyder has moved off Justice League after the passing of his daughter.
And it's been given to Joss Whedon.
It's been given to Joss Whedon.
That was fucked up.
As
Yeah.
bad as much as we like rag on Zack Snyder's films, I genuinely have nothing against the man himself, and hopefully gets better soon. Takes care of his family. But Joss Whedon on Justice League is kind of good.
I worry that with Joss Whedon helming it, it'll
Not
take a
helming
sudden
it, catching it.
catching it. It'll take a sudden swerve in tone.
Is
It'll-
that a bad thing though?
Well, see,
Well-
maybe they were setting up that tone in the first place. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a joke in the trailer. It doesn't
Yes.
land.
It was
but
a
there's
shit
a
joke.
joke.
Superpower. I'm rich. That's my superpower. Fucking.
No, the Aquaman one.
Where it's like, you're just like a bat. Cool.
I like that.
I dig it.
I'm on board with that. Fucking. Joss Whedon can handle ensemble movies and strong female characters, so.
I don't know if his
Except when a studio interferes and forces you to set up sequels.
But DC
has
never
never done that.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, you know
I'm
how
surprised
you know how
he's
Joss
taking
Whedon
it.
you know how Joss Whedon had to like temporarily retire from filmmaking after Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that's
because of
why I'm
the toll it
surprised.
took on his mental health.
This movie may kill him.
It may destroy him.
Might destroy
Because
him.
it's a movie that's half complete, so it's not his baby.
No, it's.
It's like babysitting your neighbor's child and then watching the child have a fit.
That is way better than the one I was gonna. I was gonna go with Captain America crashing the plane into the ice, but yours is way better. Fuck, that is.
But then the parents arrive home and they're like, yeah, he just has fits all the time, don't worry about it. We just let him do it.
Yeah, it's
And the
terrible.
babysitter's like, that's not healthy. And the parents are like, hey, don't raise our child for us. Get the fuck out of our house. We're not paying you."
Slap.
But also, you're going to have to raise our child for the next 2 weeks, and you can't abandon it. And
Yeah,
also, we're not.
and
paying.
also, we're telling everybody that the fit that the child is having is your fault.
yeah, that you're. It's because of what you're feeding it.
Justice League, everyone.
Justice League.
I would be,
Speaking of,
that movie could be complete trash, but I'd be on board with it if they just put the old theme music in from
speaking
the
of
animation.
complete trash, Wonder Woman. Any good?
Isn't complete trash apparently.
Apparently.
Is it out?
It's not. It's out next week.
It's out next week.
Early Twitter reviews are good, because that means fucking anything at all.
Yeah, that just means that DC was able to afford good reviews.
But from even people I kind of trust, like the guys in Machinima or ETC, even
You
they're like,
trust the guys from Machinima?
I trust the guys from ETC, John.
To be fair, they're pretty harsh on things. Like,
They're real harsh on everything.
they riffed on the Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the Hateful Eight wasn't exactly, like,
Whoa!
Is Hateful Eight
No,
Tarantino's
sorry,
worst movie?
let me finish the sentence.
No.
Tarantino doesn't have a problem with negative criticism. Big studios tend to.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you guys remember when the game Shadow of Mordor came out and Warner Brothers was copyright striking any negative reviews and like paying people to give them positive reviews?
Even though they
I
didn't
expect
need
that's
to, because it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that DC would do. Like, I think if Tarantino made a movie and everyone hated it, I kind of think he'd be able to roll with that.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy with a big ego.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, he would never pay someone to give his movie a good review.
What's the worst
Yeah.
Tarantino film then? Jackie Robinson?
Jackie
Jackie
Mrs.
Brown.
Robinson, yes, of course.
It's
Hey there, Mrs.
either
Robinson.
Jackie Brown or Death Proof, I'd say.
Can you count Death Proof though? Like, is it
Yeah. It's a Tarantino movie.
It is,
Also,
it is.
I can't tell you how much in Guardians when Kurt Russell's driving in that car, I want him to slam on the brakes and the woman just go flying through the windscreen, Death Proof style.
Peter, I only told you your mother died of cancer.
But no, I
That's it,
fucking
Kyle.
crashed her out of my car.
I loved her so much. It broke my heart to send her careening through the windscreen at 100 miles an hour so that her
Broke my
skull,
heart and my windscreen.
exploded.
It just cuts to him up on the big...
You broke my Walkman and my mom's spine.
Cuts to him on that weird, like, 3D projection thing, just crashing his car on different planets, killing all the alien women.
Yeah, they go down into like the cellar with all his dead children, and there's just like 80 wrecked Chevrolets just off in the corner. He killed all of them by ramming them.
Yeah.
You know, I had to make those cars myself, right? That took 10,000 years at least to learn.
He invented the Chevrolet before the birth of the planet Earth. It's like, you know that thing how he just...
Well, he
before
invented the 70s before the 70s, so, I'm not gonna...
You know how he was going around to 70s Kurt Russell before he found Earth? He just decided that was the perfect... Can you imagine, like, if his spaceship was a Chevrolet, like a 1987 Chevrolet, and he was like, obviously this is the perfect design for a spaceship.
What if Kurt Russell is just his son?
Yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's a Celestial, I buy that.
Yeah, and he just never decided to pursue it.
Yeah.
But he's still a
Took
Celestial.
up acting instead.
Yeah.
To be fair, you only get your powers when you're on that planet, otherwise you seem human.
I actually saw this really interesting theory that might be true. You know how he killed all of his children for not having celestial powers?
Yeah.
See?
There's a theory that he was being an idiot and the celestial powers only actually, like, come into being when they hit puberty. So the only reason Peter had them was because Yondu
wasn't
never
delivered.
delivered him. So if he had just, like, waited a few years, then the first child would have been...
Or the other theory that his powers were unlocked by holding the Power Stone. So he held
that
an
too.
Infinity
Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah.
That could have also
Or it could
unlocked
just be all the children... Yeah, all the children who Yondu brought him were just babies, and he was like,
Yeah.
okay, make the energy between your hands, and the baby's like, wow, and he's like, dumbass baby, he throws it against the wall.
Girls just throwing balls of energy at children, seeing who catches them.
I really love...
Catch sun, like, burns his
So I love
hand
how we're
off.
on to Wonder Woman back to Guardian.
I really love that scene where like they're messing around with the balls of energy and it turns into a game of catch.
Yeah.
And, like the music starts playing.
I had problems, but I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
movie.
like, it had, like... It's not as good as the first one, but it's still
I
a
think
good...
I enjoyed it more.
It's not as good as
It's
Iron
still
Man
a good
1.
time,
I don't
you know?
think it was as well written, but I think I had more
I won
fun.
the argument because they haven't said no.
What did you say?
Jack, I've told you, you can't use that logic when applying it to real life situations.
Oh, God. Oh. Let's move on.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
We got a trailer for the Emoji Movie this week.
I didn't even bother
I
watching.
feel like we should do an emoji review of it. I'm making a frowny face.
I'm making the crying with laughter face.
I'm just the shit emoji.
I'm
That's
shocked.
just me.
Yeah.
Did anybody actually laugh during the trailer? Because
I haven't seen it.
I kind of chuckled, I'll be honest. It's TJ Miller, because TJ Miller
Yeah,
is just real funny.
I didn't think I could lose any more respect for TJ Miller, but there it goes.
The line that really hit home what this movie is Patrick Stewart and his son, who are both shit emojis, are in the bathroom. They come out of the stalls, And he guides into the tap. He's like, "Now, son, wash your hands." And they go over and they stop and they start laughing. He's like, "Haha, we know what we are," and they walk out again. That genuinely got me.
Wait, so are they rolling with the fact that they're just actually pieces of shit? That's the lowest form of humor. Oh my God.
And the theme of the movie is
Yes, and we have the shit joke show to prove that.
you are whatever emoji you're born as. You have to be that emoji and be that emotion for the rest of your life. So it's just a real shit version of Inside Out, where whatever emotion you're given, you're stuck with that.
Imagine if they made like is it Minority Report? What's the one with Christian Bale? Equilibrium.
Yeah.
If they did an Equilibrium with it, and the plot is T.J. Miller tries to be something else, and then it turns out it's like a Lego movie style post-apocalyptic like totalitarian dictatorship, and they try to murder him for trying to...
That's better than what we're probably going to get. Let's be honest.
I mean, like,
And
wait,
let's have
are
a
they-
scene where a Sean Bean emoji gets shot in the head through a newspaper. That'd be great.
is it like, is the message of the
he's
movie?
the Death Skull.
Is the message of the movie just, hey, instead of using one emoji in your text messages, use lots of emojis?
I think the message of the movie is be whoever you want to be.
I think the message of the movie is,
But they
look
can't
what
be.
shit we're getting away with these days.
Also,
Yay!
it's the exact opposite of the Lego movie, where the Lego movie is like, you don't have to be special or the chosen one to be special. And in this, they're like, no, you have to be the chosen one. You have to be the one who can do more than one emotion. Everybody else is bland in comparison to you.
I like that the message of the Lego
What kind of
movie
emotion
was
is shit?
I like the message of the Lego movie was...
Well, when you feel like shit.
Well,
Yeah.
like, I know when you feel like shit, but that piece of shit is smiling, and fuck you, you smiling piece of shit.
Yeah, John, fuck you. You didn't notice, audience, but she was just pointing at him the whole time.
She's actually
I
wearing a
got the
t-shirt that says
crappiest job.
John is a piece of shit right
Yeah,
now.
I guess I'm just a big smiling piece of shit, guys. Sorry.
Buy that t-shirt on a Redbubble.
Sorry for being boring. But yeah, I think it was cool that the message of the Lego movie was that you should express yourself and be an individual, but also that following the instructions isn't always a bad thing.
It's the idea that you don't have to be the chosen one to be special.
No, but
Where-
at the end, like, you don't know if they're going with individuality or conformity. And in the end, they kind of go, there's merits to both.
Yeah, his conformity makes him an individual, which is a weird contrast. Also, speaking of children's movie, and this is off topic, but I watched a thing on Inside Out the other day, and
I thought you said you watched The Thing, and I was like, that's not a children's movie, Jack.
I was shown it as a boy, Dad.
Oh my god.
Made me a man. No, is Joey the bad guy in Inside Out?
You could read it that way.
Yeah.
I think you could
You
read
can
it that way,
read it.
right? Alright, sorry, moving on.
Actually, I think the villain of Inside Out is maturity. Because it kills people.
No, Joey does the most killing.
No, I like the idea. I like how they showed that, you know, the idea of the homunculus, like the little man inside your head. I like the idea that they're living things inside your head that like control your emotions, and as you get older, you start killing them because.
That scene with Bing Bong still makes me cry.
Nah,
I actually still haven't seen
I
it.
thought it felt manipulative.
Alright, coming back to the Emoji Movie, though. Turns out the Emoji Movie actually took the place of another movie that was supposed to be made last year. A reboot of Popeye. And now you're saying, oh, Popeye the Sailor Man, who wants to see that? But it's Popeye by Genji Tartakovsky, the man behind... Tartakovsky, I got it right.
Tartakovsky.
It's Tartakovsky.
Okay, I believe you. But
It's the guy behind
See,
Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny
it's-
Bravo.
and
Can I-
It's at this point John pulls out his phone
I
and
just
tries to
wanna
prove
know.
him wrong, you
No,
know?
I think you're right. I just want to be sure.
The guy who worked on Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, The Powerpuff Girls, and Samurai Jack. And I wouldn't surprise me if he brought the bricks from home to build the Cartoon Network house. Because fuck, he made that channel. And now he can't even make a movie.
Oh,
No,
you
no
going
problem.
to say?
You got
Oh, you gonna
anybody?
say?
He was a big influence.
Tartakovsky! You were fucking wrong. I knew it. I knew you were wrong.
I know
This
what
is what I
It's
need.
Tartakovsky. I knew it. Don't ever try to correct me about anything. I'm better than you.
Fight me!
I feel like Ophelia was about to launch into some serious animated knowledge.
Sorry,
Please go on, Ophelia.
Yeah,
Please
go,
No,
go.
no, I'm
No,
not saying that
no,
he's not a
no.
big part. I'm just saying that he wasn't like,
He practically
the
built
man.
Cartoon Network.
No, Betty Cohen did. Okay, get
Yeah.
your shit right.
Oh,
Get your
fuck.
shit right.
Oh,
I did a fucking
fuck.
college
Yes,
presentation
yes,
on this shit.
Yeah.
I had to with a slideshow and everything.
Oh shit, she's got
Stop
a
trying to
slideshow.
I got a
contribute, Jack.
slideshow.
You're always wrong.
First you guys would let me intro, now this.
Yeah, but seriously, the last season of Samurai Jack was so good, though.
Or we got the finale of Samurai Jack this weekend.
Spoils.
Spoiler alert.
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, fuck, I said we were going to talk about it.
Oh, I
cover your
haven't
ears.
seen it.
Cover your ears and just sing the intro song.
Come on.
Can I just... It's actually so good that I don't want to spoil it.
Gotta go back to the past.
Samurai Jack.
Cover your ears and start shouting that.
There's a bit where Aku like addresses the world by showing the intro to the original TV show.
So good.
And it turns out
I threw him through a portal.
Yeah, the whole time, the intro of the original TV show was Aku's message to the people in the final episode.
Yeah, it's him recollecting his story with Jack, and it's spectacular.
And do you want to know something else? They actually got, what's-his-face, the guy who was doing the voice of Aku, they got him to redub it. They didn't use the original audio.
Oh, that's insane.
Like, and even the penultimate scene, which I'm not going to spoil, they didn't take archive footage, they reanimated it completely
I saw it
and
side by
revoiced
side.
it. Like, there's actually a load of times in season 5 where it looks like they have flashback sequences and it looks exactly like the original show, but they reanimated them by hand and redubbed them.
And they do the best episodes as well. So you get some of the
Season
Scotsmen,
5
The
is
Blind Archers.
amazing.
you get the Blind Archers, which is my favorite episode.
My favorite episode of the show as well. It was the Three Blind. It was
Stop
either
copying my favorite episode, man.
it was either Jack and the Three Blind Archers or Jack and the Spartans.
Oh,
those were
and they turn up in the last episode. Everybody,
hold the line.
every great character in Samurai Jack turns up in the last episode or in the final season.
Yeah,
Like, if it's not the Arch...
jump good.
Jump
Actually,
good.
Jump good.
Jack learns to jump good might be up there as well.
The Archers return.
And Jack and the Ninja.
Spartans. The Spartans return. The Scotsman returns with his
His
army.
So they hear bagpipe music in the distance, and then the Scotsman's ghost comes flying in, playing the bagpipes, and he's leaving this like spectral trail behind him, and his daughters are following on
An
the trail,
army of daughters.
and they're riding reindeer. It's an army of his daughters riding reindeer, following him as he's,
Spectacular.
and then they all leap off the trail and just
Aye,
start,
Jack, take your choice of any of my daughters. Actually, no, I've said so. But also,
"What? My daughter's not good enough for you, mister."
there's a minute-long sequence where he names like 90 daughters, and it's amazing. All right, can we talk about the very, very end though? Because I've got a problem with the very end.
Yeah, that won't spoil anything if we talk about the very,
Yeah,
very
Let me
end.
just, it's not the major thing, but listen, right? Throughout the season,
Don't
he gets
spoil specifics.
He gets a love interest, right? Throughout the season.
Wait, hang on, you're about to spoil it.
I'm spoiling. Fuck this.
Cover your ears.
Everybody
please.
cover your ears.
Cover your ears. This is actually a giant spoiler.
I've already watched
For anyone
it.
who
okay.
hasn't seen the
Spoiler
last part.
warning for the very last scene, Dan. If you want to cover your ears,
I'm not going to watch it.
All right.
You should, but okay.
You should.
So,
But
You're not
very
going
last,
to, but
the
you
very
should.
last.
Oh, well, I'm going to be listening back on this.
All right, the last season, he gets a love interest, and that's great. And she's, we're not going to say who she is, but anyway, she helps him fight a coup, and they're back in the past. Finally gets back, Samurai Jack, back to the past, and they're having a good old-fashioned wedding, and suddenly
And then they bang.
she disappears.
She ceases to exist.
She fades out of reality
Oh.
because if Aku was never around,
Then
she would.
the future she was born in never existed.
But
Why doesn't Jack vanish as well?
not only should everything he's done so far not happen because he stopped all of that from happening beforehand, Aku would never go on, he'd never fight him in the future. But also there's the flaw that she's literally the way Jack gets back. It's her time travel powers take him back to the past.
Yeah.
Samurai Jack.
Yeah,
Gotta get back.
but they never explain. Yeah, there's no explanation.
Yeah, and
But
he's just
the
sauntering around. He's like, huh.
But then he comes to terms with it in one of the most beautiful moments of the entire series. But
Which parallels her discovery of nature the first time round.
the thing is, the show has always had selective continuity.
Yeah.
It's always been okay with, like, even for example, that bit in, I think it's episode 6 or 7, when Ashi fights that army of ogres, there's a shot afterwards, there's dead ogres everywhere, and
She's covered in blood
She's
and
literally
cuts away.
covered in blood, and then the next shot she moves and the blood's gone.
Yeah, but that's just poor.
No, I think it was deliberate. You get a still shot to show, okay, she's covered in blood, but there's blood on her hands.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't need to show it anymore.
But yeah, what would you give the final season out of a 10?
10.
I'd give it a solid 9 as well.
It's spectacular.
It is
It's
strong the
amazing.
whole way through.
In terms of quality of writing and animation, it's like it's like set a benchmark.
It's the first time it's ever done a overarching story as well. Like a season's never had this connection, but
Yeah.
this one
It was
it's
episode to episode.
It's great. All right, let's see. We're running out of stuff here, so we're gonna have to buffer a little bit. Far Cry 5.
You're fighting the alt-right Nazi bastards is what we're fighting.
Woo, let's
it's
get 'em.
actually hyper-conservative Christian cult, and I love how everyone's just doing that now. Like, there's so many series that had nothing to do with that theme that have just suddenly become about that theme. Outlast 1 was about, you know, a mental hospital full of mutants. Outlast 2, crazy Christian cult that thinks it's the end of the world. Far Cry is different though. You can't really make that argument with Far Cry because the Far Cry games have never been connected.
Yeah.
They've been different genres every time.
Even though they should be, because fucking Voss Montenegro. Whatever.
We'll get it. Okay, we'll get
the Voss
it.
in a minute.
Far Cry 1 is this weird, goofy sci-fi action game.
Yeah, with aliens.
Really?
No, mutants.
Mutants.
Not mutants. Mutant monkeys. And it's a comedy. It's
I've never
really
seen anything from Far Cry 1 or 2.
Far Cry 2.
Far Cry 2 is about malaria and terrorism.
Far Cry 2.
I haven't seen Far Cry 1, I've seen Far Cry 2 though.
Far
I've
Cry
seen
2.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
Far Cry 2 is this hyper-realistic, dark, dreary, depressing war drama about war-torn Central
And your
Africa.
fucking guns jam all the time.
Yeah.
Your guns jam all
It's
the time.
a really gritty and dirty.
Yeah.
It's just a
you have
unpleasant
malaria.
experience.
Firestorms can just
great.
happen.
Yeah.
Like if someone, you have a
The superhero
flamethrower.
Firestorm, yes.
You have a flamethrower, but it's a really bad idea to use it because you can just light everything on fire by accident. There's military checkpoints that are really fucking hard to get through, and in the end, spoiler alert for Far Cry 2, I guess, you die no matter what you do. You have two options, and both of them involve you basically sacrificing yourself to end the war.
See, Far Cry 3 was awesome.
Far Cry 3 kind of brought its roots back to Far Cry 1, the idea of being like a Far Cry away from civilization, but it was the most straightforward.
I just got that.
Yeah. It was the most straightforward. Like, I actually felt like it was a really good video game adaptation of Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, I get that.
As a
The fact that they parallel each other, Voss and Jason.
Yeah, Heart of Darkness.
Yeah.
It's a really good adaptation of Heart of Darkness in that it's about,
And they completely underutilized the villain and he only shows up.
Yeah.
But quite seldom.
It's a great adaptation
At
of
what
Heart
point
of
does
Darkness.
Voss die?
Halfway through the game.
It's the halfway
before
point,
you
right?
leave the first island.
Crying fucking shame.
Didn't they bring that guy back in Better Call Saul?
He's so good in Better Call
He's
Saul.
great.
Does he get more? I've only
Are
seen
you
the first
Better Call
season.
Saul?
I am up to
I'm loving it. It's cooking.
It's so good right
It's
now.
cooking.
Oh man, the end of the last episode, it was so vindictive.
I need
yeah.
I need to get on that at some point, but I can't get past the second season. I'm
The
genuine.
second season also is really good.
I watched the first 2 episodes and I was so damn bored. I had to switch it.
Look,
off.
man, even if you're skipping through the episodes,
I was given the choice between that or start watching Fargo, and I chose Fargo.
All right.
Also, fucking Fargo season 1's real good, guys. I should have gotten on this a very long time ago. Fuck, it's good.
But anyway, Far Cry 4, isn't really anything to do with any of the other 3. It's just this weird story about a revolution basically.
With another villain who's
basically
pretty
Nepal.
great, but they kind of underutilized.
Far Cry Primal was cowboys, and Far Cry.
I thought Primal was
sorry,
Caveman.
Cowboys had their fucking.
That's Far Cry 6. That's what
Sorry,
I'm
yeah,
waiting
cavemen. I don't know why I said cowboys, but now I really want a Far Cry game with cowboys.
That's
Everyone
Red
thought this
Dead.
was what that was going to be, but now it's just
Yeah,
how
we've
Montana
already got
calls.
Red Dead, we're good.
But yeah, no, Far Cry 5. And also, it's really weird how they've gone the Grand Theft Auto route of having 3 main characters.
No, it's not. You create your character.
Yeah, you create a
and the
character.
3 are co-op characters.
You work with them.
I'm not joking. You create your character and you
That's-
work with the other 3 characters.
Kind of what they did in Far Cry 2.
Oh, you selected your character even though it had no personality whatsoever.
Yeah, in Far Cry 2, you could select a character who you never saw and never spoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like pick the guy who you can imagine yourself
Oh.
being.
Oh.
And then they have the buddy system where you had a bunch of buddies with no personality who
Yeah.
could die really easily, but they were really useful to have along.
See, I wasn't that on board with Far Cry
I-
4. It didn't look interesting whatsoever. But I'm real back on board for 5.
There's planes, man.
There's planes, there's bears. I want to fight a bear.
There's always been bears.
Yeah, but I want to fight more bears.
Give us more bears.
Give me a
Time
game
for
where
some bears!
Far Cry 6, the bad guys should just be bears with machine guns.
Nazi bears with machine guns on them.
No,
Alright, that's
but-
taking it too far.
No,
Okay,
but
How the Nazis get bears?
while you guys saying, character creation and stuff, there was also a trailer for the new Sonic game.
Oh no! Don't say it.
No.
Dr. Eggman has founded a Christian cult.
All hail Robotnik.
The egg
No,
will
it was-
grow, it says in the scripture.
You shall rise above into your robotic animal suits.
I shall lead you to the gates, for I am your egg, and you are my hatchlings.
We shall slay the blue devil and his
Your
yellow
egg,
heathen.
And you are my chickens. What?
Which came first? And lo, speaketh the Lord unto me, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
And then we have our answer.
And speaketh
It was
the
the
Lord,
egg.
the egg.
There shall be no more chaos or emeralds under my rule.
Okay.
And so spaketh the Lord, Robotnik.
Oh.
And so spaketh Robotnik. What?
How great is it to imagine all the fucking like racists and the cult leaders with the Robotnik symbol carved into their heads
And
and
they're
shit?
still anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah.
So it's just the huge purple cat guy with just like a swastika on his
Biggs the-
forearm.
Makes the cat.
Biggs the cat is just hunting Jews now. It's real dark.
He's just got like a American History X style like swastika on his
And
forehead.
who's that crocodile fella? He's
Vector?
Vector, yeah.
Yeah. No, but they,
Go
yeah, this,
go on. Please continue.
they released a trailer, and you can now create your own custom character.
fuck
Oh!
The weird, that's me and my friends started freaking the fuck out because we make fun of Sonic OCs all the time, but now they're going to be like actual canon shit.
Finally, I can
we
make
are
my
just
one Dix the
no,
Fox.
No,
Have you ever seen that one?
Hey Dix, why do you call you Dix the Fox? He's not flying on his tail.
Helicopter.
Neat spit.
Grab on, Sonic. We'll go to the next adventure.
You got... Sonic!
I'm just
You gotta
imagining.
rub my thigh, it'll make it go faster.
We need to speed up, Sonic.
I'm just imagining like the guys in like Sega, just like in the headquarters in like London or something. There's just like, Tom, what have you done? And he's just sat in front of his laptop, like staring at the announcement trailer, going, "Now I am become Death, the destroyer of worlds."
It's like they saw Mario being ejected into the real world, and we were like, we have to do something even more fucking stupid than that. We have to get a creative character.
It's not the real world. It's still in the Mushroom Kingdom world. It just looks like
With real looking people.
with real.
Alright, guys, hear me
and his head has eyes.
We could design new Sonic characters, or. We let them make their own characters and we just half-ass it, huh?
I mean,
And we
that's-
use that engine to randomly create random henchmen.
Why not,
And
right?
it's also the kind of sequel to Generations because modern Sonic and classic Sonic are in it as well.
Dix the Fox, that's the name. I want him to be like random spawn. But yeah,
So yeah,
Also-
that's it's terrifying
why is it young Sonic can't speak?
because he
It's
never
a reference
spoke
to
in
the
the
fact that
actual.
he
He never.
couldn't.
Yeah, he never spoke in
Did
the
he-
original games. So.
Is there in that 10-year period where he becomes from young Sonic to old Sonic, is there one where he goes to like
It was
the
most-
tiger friend who's a speech therapist?
It was mostly because of the TV shows. They made the cartoons, and those had Sonic talking, so the games sort of did the same thing.
Yeah.
Voiced by Roger Craig Smith.
Not the original TV shows.
Not the original.
They brought him in for Sonic X,
Yeah.
which, by the way,
spectacular.
was so good.
I don't believe you.
It was the last
It's
good
so
thing to come out
good.
of the franchise as a TV show. Just
No. Sonic Unleashed was pretty amazing. Werewolf Sonic.
Werewolves.
Werewolves.
Oh man.
You got a running section, you got a werewolf section. It's real good.
He was just like Sonic, except with like elongated arms.
He had stretchy man
That
powers.
was insane.
Actually, my favorite one was Shadow the Hedgehog. That game was...
That was my favorite one. That was the only one I played. As
Shadow with a
Fucking loved
machine
it.
gun and a monkey.
Oh,
It was
they tried
great.
to make
Even though he's
Shadow,
faster
like,
than a
edgy
bullet.
as fuck.
You have to fight Sonic at one stage, and you have to.
That had like
you
10
can be-
different endings.
I really
Back
like
Good guy,
then.
yeah. Or you could be a
yeah.
bad guy.
I never knew that you went through a goth phase when you were 14.
Oh yeah.
I really love that cinematic at the start though, where it's fucking the president calls Shadow up for
Yeah.
help.
And he's riding a motorbike through
Yeah.
explosions.
He
And,
drives it
aliens
into a
and shit,
bad
yeah.
guy, comes up with a machine gun, says,
and it
that's...
had a moral choice system.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We're getting a Sonic movie at some stage,
And
aren't we?
I love the way you had
fuck.
two super moves. One was the evil super move, and one was the good super move. They were both the same. You made a massive explosive wave that killed or knocked out everything in the
No,
area, except
no.
one was blue and one was red.
No,
Oh, so
the
no.
evil one exploded and knocked everyone out. The blue one let you fast forward part of the level.
What?
Yep. That was
feel like-
chaos. That was like it was like
Chaos blast.
yeah, it was chaos blast or chaos control or something.
Chaos Control! It's like his main catchphrase. I thought you played the game.
Come on,
Dad.
Dan.
I'm sorry, guys.
How many
Stupid.
chaos levels did you even get?
There's this weird thing where it's like you meet Sonic in one level and you kind of race him around this weird futuristic city. He's like, don't you remember Shadow? This is where we used to race as kids. And you're like, what the fuck?
Wait, no.
Shadow's a clone.
Shadow's like
Shadow's a
he's
clone of
created
a
in,
different
Sonic
hedgehog.
Adventure, too, wasn't it?
He was a hedgehog created to have.
He was the ultimate life form.
By
That was
Dr.
it.
That's
Robotnik's
Mewtwo.
dad. Dr. Robotnik's dad.
Dr.
maybe.
Eggnik. It's Dr. Ivo Eggnik Robotnik Sr. But I know, right? But basically, he created Shadow because his niece was dying of cancer. So he's like, let's create something with the cancer-curing genes. Turns out it's a powerful super hedgehog that can fly and run real fast.
It's a really emo super hedgehog.
A good method of ethnic cleansing, if you ask me.
Worst thing is, whoa.
You know what?
Whoa, we've had enough Nazis with Doc Ock earlier.
I'm
Dr.
beginning to
Robotnik.
think that we are like
bet
the
you did not
South
see that
Park of podcasts, you know?
That joke did not Holocaust me anything. Anyway, well, you know the genetics he used for it? They were an evil space monster's alien blood.
Oh yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
And I made
Ko. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was KO's blood
Is
and
his name
cancer
Chaos?
genes.
Is his name
make a
KO or Chaos?
It's Chaos, I think.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
chaos.
it's chaos.
With a K.
Chaos, the weird water monster.
Yes.
Yeah, they used that monster's DNA and cancer-curing cells.
Chaos
and
isn't
it
a
makes
monster. He's just misunderstood.
He tried to blow the planet up.
Accidentally, because he was scared, dude. He was just scared.
He was like a
spooky.
Doctor Who villain to me. One of those fucking pansy aliens.
Why can't Who aliens just be evil for the
Do
sake
you know
of
what I
evil?
miss?
Yeah.
I miss when the main villains of Doctor Who were unambiguously evil cyborg Nazis.
Good time.
Yeah, and then they made those unambiguously evil cyborg Nazis like Power Rangers, and then they changed their minds about that, but they were still just
Planes!
completely
That plane is real
unavailable.
annoying.
Oh god, that's not a plane, it's a meteor. It's coming toward us.
Upon this podcast, I shall rest my life to build my church. Trying to make the meteor comparison from Age of
Upon
Ultron.
my podcast, I shall rest my church.
Just lean it.
Upon this rock, I will build my church.
Back to
Upon
it.
that rock, I will rest my church.
Church is a metaphor for his giant spire-like erection. I just gotta cross it.
Just resting it.
Somebody's getting nailed with that tonight.
just dropping it onto the rock. Just
Alright, I'm gonna check the list and see if we have anything else left to talk about. We got a buffer for about 20 minutes.
Why is that?
Well, don't tell them that, Jack.
I literally always say we're gonna buffer for 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Let's think the whole podcast is about an hour of buffer.
Oh, okay, here we go. Here's the final topic. Alien Covenant.
You guys went to see that.
See, I actually
what-
have something to say about that.
What? Go. Tell us.
I was told it was
What's
going to
the
be
story?
scary. I don't watch scary movies. I'm terrified of scary movies, and I was told it was going to
Yeah,
be really
same.
scary. So I said I'm going to go with all my friends, and I'm going to see it. I was bored. There was nothing like scary about it,
Isn't
and
it
it was
funny
so.
how-
You never really saw the
It's a
alien.
better
And
comedy
we're
than a
we're
horror.
jumping right into spoilers here.
Spoilers, yeah.
Third act, the aliens on the ship. Was there ever a moment of that where you were like, "Oh, this is tense"?
Not at
Like,
all.
No.
the alien never had one up on them. We're just like, yeah, we can see the fucker. Oh shit, he took out a camera. Don't worry, we just fucked him out the airlock. It's fine.
We got him.
Don't worry.
We crushed that last one. We'll throw this one out an
Like
airlock.
you hardly even saw the aliens.
Yeah, and when you did, they looked like shit.
You had these shitty little white ones. I didn't like them.
The
They
little
looked
white boy
really.
aliens. walking around.
if I may, what was the worst part about Terminator Genesis?
We're talking about
haven't seen
Alien,
it.
John. Get the fuck out.
It doesn't. This is relevant.
The bus flip.
No, the worst part about Terminator
good boss
Genesis was it wasn't content being shit on its own, it had to ruin the originals. Alien
Yeah.
Covenant.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that thing about David being the one who created the Xenomorphs?
It ruins Alien versus Predator. The greatest movie ever made.
Nick G. Nick G. No, sir, Paul W.S. Anderson. That's it.
The Xenomorphs
Probably
the Xenomorphs were supposed to be this bizarre, ancient, mysterious super predator, and no, just some fucking cyborg made them 20 minutes ago.
See, I think
Hey,
we're getting
a
another
very
one. It's a new
homoerotic
trilogy. So we had what was the first one called?
Good luck with that.
Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus. Now we're we're getting another one. They're making a new
A
trilogy.
very homoerotic fucking robot at that.
I
You-
liked
you
liked
do-
the flute scene. I thought it was good.
It got
Oh
a
my
great
God,
laugh
yeah.
in the cinema.
I'll do the you just blow and I'll do the fingering.
You
I was
know,
like,
I'll
what?
do the fingering. Also, at one stage when they got in real close, because there's a scene where both Michael Fassbender's getting close, both Magnetos get close to each other, and I'm like, oh, please tell me they kiss. And he leans in and kisses him. Fuck, I lost it. That is the highlight of the movie for me, to see Michael Fassbender just making out with himself.
John's face.
Yeah, no, that was a weird one. But
It was so disappointing.
it's just David was an interesting idea for a villain, but the fact that whole thing with the xenomorphs, he just took a bunch of fucking wasps and put the liquid on them and then turned them into fucking face huggers or whatever.
Also, my favorite thing is,
I think
geez, that was a well done twist. I didn't see that David thing coming whatsoever.
Yeah, how great do you feel for Numi Rapace, though?
Also, John, I can just tell you lost it when, like, he said, "Oh, Ozymandias,
Yeah.
pirated." Like, I was like, yeah, John definitely freaked out at that video.
John jumped to the thing.
He
before
jumped
it.
on top of the cinema seat and he yelled at the screen, "No! Nay, I say it was Shelley."
It was Shelley.
But it was Shelley.
It was Shelley. Alright, shall we go through the story bit by bit? We'll start at the start. We'll
May-
just go
may I?
Wait, who have you guys
Dan?
all seen it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's seen
Oh,
it.
I haven't.
You will
But I'm
catch
not
up.
going to
You'll
watch
thank
it. I'm
us.
not going to watch
Yeah,
it, so go ahead.
save your time. Go see
Also,
it.
can I just say, the bit where the alien is like headbutting Danny McBride's screen, the CGI there was shit.
There's a lot of moments when CGI isn't great.
Yeah, but like, you know, back when they were using practical effects, it was kind of obvious that the alien was fake looking because, you know, it was made out of like fucking car parts.
I don't. There's some shots
The
of the first
alien
alien
looked
of
like the
alien's mouth
final
that looks
alien
incredible.
looked
That's
good.
good,
It's
yeah.
just they didn't
You can-
use it
The thing
properly.
is, you can see like the rubber bands and the tubing. You don't care because it feels.
It feels like
visceral,
part of the
yeah.
environment,
And
which is
real.
already falling
And also,
apart.
they always keep it in darkness, so you can't
Yeah.
notice the.
And okay, so
Let's start at the
basically,
start.
they have a
The colony ship.
they have a colony ship, which is the worst idea for a healthy working relationship I've ever seen. Everybody on the ship is involved in an office relationship.
Let's run
The thing is, they're not even properly secured. The colonists are just hanging there.
Yeah.
They're just hanging in these pods.
Also-
I mean,
We talked about it a little bit back, but they released a 4-minute promo, which shows everybody being buddy-buddy and getting to know each other. That's not in the movie.
And James Franco isn't in the movie either, living. He dies straight away. He gets incinerated in a sleeping pod.
I mean, it was pretty
yeah.
great seeing him burn to death. But
Whoa!
He would have made the film better, I
What do
believe.
you have against James Franco?
Okay, so
he's a weird man.
here's my question for you.
Seth Rogen
They have
deserves
all these
better.
colonists. They're like, okay, we need couples, so they'll colonize the Earth. Fair enough. Why are the crew couples? Why don't they just have the colonists who are frozen, in sleep? Why are the crew who actually have to have a business-like professional relationship couples?
Yeah.
That doesn't make... Because it comes into
Does
their
no.
detriment at the end, because two people, they get back from a mission, and their first reaction is to have
Let's
hot
go
sex in a
bang.
shower.
All our friends are dead, let's just go fuck in the showers.
Which causes both their deaths. If they weren't doing that, they would have been on the ball and able to escape. But no, and so... Anyway.
they like find, what is it? They get a signal from a planet that is
Every year.
nearby.
Planet. It's
like a
Country
couple
Roads,
of
Take
weeks
Me Home.
away.
yeah, which
Yeah.
they just happen to miss on their flying through space.
Every year, tons of people die from sudden depressional sex.
Yeah.
A lot of people die from shower sex, believe it or not.
So they go to this planet, and
For no reason, other
without
than the
wearing,
fact.
like the Prometheus guys, they take off their spacesuits. They're idiots. At least they wore spacesuits initially.
Yeah.
These guys go out with fucking camping
What's
gear
the
and
difference
baseball
between these
caps
guys
on.
and the people in the first Alien, though? These guys are scientists. Those were truckers.
They were truckers and they had the wherewithal.
So great.
That makes sense because they were truckers. Okay, they wouldn't know protocol. These people are fucking
And they still wore,
scientists.
and they still wore spacesuits in the first Alien, though.
These guys should know fucking
And how could they
protocol.
be 100% sure that the oxygen was like fully
like
breathable?
pathogens or
Yeah.
fucking
They
toxin.
can't detect random diseases because they don't know what to look for.
Yeah.
Which is they're like.
Which is technically how they first start dying.
If they fucking stuck a fishbowl helmet
Why not
on
put
the
it-
guy's head, it would have all the problems.
Why not push Walter out there first? Have him scan the place a bit.
Yeah. So like, okay,
Wait,
so
that's
they
a
go,
brilliant
Yeah.
point. Why not send?
Why not send the
have,
dr- like,
why
yeah,
not
the
have a
android?
bunch of androids and just send all the androids first?
You
You
send
can't
all
chest
the Michael
burst an
Fassbender.
android.
Also, can we go back to the very first
in the
scene?
first place, but
Go back to the first scene where we finally get what's his name from Iron Man 3.
Guy Pearce.
We get Guy Pearce, and he's like, play the piano for me. And he's playing the piano, he's like, now get me the tea. And the tea is like half a foot away from him.
I would believe Guy Pearce would be dickhead enough to do that.
It
I
feels
bought
like a
it.
real dick movie. He's like, just get me the tea. What
Okay.
does that scene set up? Because it feels high and mighty, but it doesn't really pay off that well.
I think it sets up the fact that David sees that he is completely superior to the people who created him
Because he can reach the tea.
because he can reach the tea.
Reach the tea.
Also, how stupid does Michael Fassbender look in the little fucking
And that's like
spandexy
his
thing?
costume for the
Yes.
whole thing. He wears
It's-
that costume.
I genuinely think it is because they give him like a spandex suit, except at like the a little bit above the ankles, and then down is just barefoot. So it makes his legs look really short. Had they given like boots, he would have been fine.
And I miss Ash. Ash was great.
Hey, do you know one thing that bothers me about
Like
the
Ash
movie,
was
though?
the
It's
evil
really
bad.
No, as in
small,
the android.
but it's an editing thing. Do you know in the very beginning where he's like checking to see if all the embryos are okay, and he takes one out, and obviously it's dead, and it leaves a little blood thing, and he puts it away. As soon as he closes the drawer, the blood is gone. Where did the blood go? What cleaned up the blood? It's bothering me.
Yeah, you know
There's tons of little things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of them. When she was swinging off with the spaceship and she was fighting the alien, that would have been extreme whiplash. I mean, her neck should have just...
So you know how xenomorphs have acid blood? It turns out the neomorphs have Dettol blood. It cleans itself.
Yeah.
That makes a bit more sense.
Actually, okay, so back to the main plot line. So they go and they take fucking soil samples from this alien planet, and the guy who's collecting he has one job, right? They
Protect the science.
They get the
job.
ecologist lady who's handing him the soil, and he's putting the soil in all the bottles, labeling them, and putting them in a box. That's all he's doing. There's
So he decides to go off and smoke on an
but he has to
alien
lie
planet.
about it.
He lies about it for something. He says, "I'm going to take a leak." It would have been less weird if he said, "I'm going to take a smoke," right?
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
It's
lie.
like then she has that image of him with his dick out taking a piss. But she goes off, and instead of taking a leak, he has a smoke. But he takes like 2 puffs. He
And then
sits down.
throws it away, yeah.
He takes 2 puffs, throws it away,
Well,
and
the
then
shot
a
is
thing
him
flies into
sitting
his
there.
ear, and he goes, "Ugh."
The shot is him sitting down smoking, and I genuinely thought he'd say he was going to take a piss and he was just taking a shit. I thought that's how we were being shown. I'm like, oh, why are we seeing this? Oh, he's smoking. All right, fair
See, it
enough.
would have been great if they wanted to make something scary, if he would have been pulled into something from behind. Something would have wrapped around him and pulled him away to
Little
keep that,
cliche,
like...
but yeah.
He goes to sit
Yeah,
down
but
to
it would
take
have
a
made
shit,
it-
and a facehugger just goes
What?
right up his ass.
Scary.
The pathogens launch
Anything
right
would
up
be
his
scarier than this. It wasn't scary.
Yeah.
It wasn't scary. Like, you could predict every time the alien, you knew the alien was gonna come.
I mean, it did kind of look cool when the neomorphs came out of the guy's back.
That was cool.
Like when it was.
But
like,
the neomorph itself, it was like steaming, and the CGI was really weird.
Yeah.
It did
Also,
look good.
it had an R rating anyway. I think he should have shown that dick while the guy was pissing, and that's where the pathogen enters.
Get
How
the
visceral
exploding
would that
dick
be?
shot from Wolf Cop,
Yes.
where the dick splits open for a werewolf dick to emerge. I swear to God, that's a real shot in a
Look that
real
up.
movie.
Wait, is it like Red Rocket, like a dog's dick?
No, it's a hairy dick.
That doesn't make any sense.
What dog sticks are hairy, but they have the red rocket inside them?
Why are we talking dog dicks here?
Man, sorry, weird image. Yeah, but wouldn't he have a wolf dick?
He does have a wolf dick.
All right,
I
so
don't think that's what wolf dicks look like. I've examined you.
No.
Trust me, I've been fucked by my share of
One
wolves.
of one of the best quotes for this show. I don't think that's what Wolf did.
before we talk about
think that's why
gorilla,
wolf.
after our,
Hey, there's your title for the episode: Wolf Dick.
ah, fair enough. All right, can we get back to the plot for a second? So they find the ship from Prometheus crashed on the planet,
Yeah, and it's still not the ship from Alien. It's still a different ship.
which I don't understand.
That's another problem I
We'll
have
bring
with
that up in a
the-
minute. They're rooting around the ship. They get more pathogen in them because why the fuck not?
It goes to the guy's no.
Yeah, up his nose.
Nose and ear.
Yeah,
Get-
nose
some
and
gets
ear,
caught
Which
in
is also a
Oh,
way.
lovely. There's just like a marching band in the background.
That's a way more
It seems
effective.
everything is out today to ruin the recording.
Like,
you know,
hopefully
we've
we
had
don't pick that up,
planes,
it'll be-
ambulances, motorbikes,
Well,
people
we're already
shouting
doing that,
in
aren't we?
our
Yeah.
It's a
Hey.
weird, the like parasitic wasp thing is way more effective than a facehugger.
Slipping it in somebody's ice is better than fucking the parasite.
I don't know why they didn't just
Wait,
stick
so
with
these
that one.
tiny little wasp things then turn into an egg inside of you instantly and
Wait,
just
wasps?
burst out?
I think
Like, it takes
I don't know what
seconds for
reference
this to
I
happen?
can't
Well,
remember
when
the
you
wasps.
think about facehuggers,
All right,
they
anyway,
always
How
keep them
how the
burst out.
neomorphs got into their bodies.
Yeah, but then the
But
facehuggers
isn't
are
that just a
basically
weird-
useless
It's
because
more like
these
a
little
floating
wasp
particle,
things
it's
are
not
doing
a
everything the
particle, yeah.
facehugger would do.
Where are you gonna
I
wasp?
thought it was supposed to be a parasitic wasp because
No.
later on David said that he was using parasitic wasps to create the aliens.
no.
And then,
that
you know
wasn't
when
wasp,
David
but-
took the guy, is David the bad guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when David took
Or is he
the
the good guy?
dude, the captain dude down, he was like, it's completely safe, don't
Oh,
worry.
we'll get
and
to
he
that in a
fucking
minute.
Oh, yeah,
touches
yeah.
it and he's like, oh, it's okay, you can look in.
You said get your face right over there.
He just saw him
get it
talking
over
to an
there.
alien. Why would you
Little more.
trust
You know what the
him?
worst thing is?
Just a little more.
We've literally just seen him talking to the neomorph.
Yeah.
Talking to an alien.
Talking to an alien
Yeah.
that just killed one of your crew. He's
That
like,
full on beheaded him.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about Michael Fassbender's reaction faces? We got 2 solid reaction faces from Fassbender. One is when he's talking to the alien, he's kind of seducing it and making butthole faces with his mouth. And he goes, and the alien has this weird sphincter on his face, and he goes, and he's like, and then Billy
They can't
Crudup
see it, but-
blasts the alien in the face, and he goes, "Ah!" And then you got the other one where Walter is there. And
Walter
he's
is the
talking to
good version
David,
of Michael Fassbender.
and then David gets his weird homoerotic flute and nails him in the neck, and he goes, "It's so weird."
Oh fuck! Alright, back to the ship.
Back to the ship.
They get the passenger.
Why does that, like... You remember how in, like, the first one they were able to cut off Ash's head before he died?
Yeah,
He was still,
what?
like, talking?
No, that happened to David. He got decapitated. Why does he think a spike in the neck will kill an android?
Exactly. Like, the androids are really fucking tough. Like,
Yeah.
and in the second one, so what's his name? Bad Babe. What's the android in the second film?
Oh,
Bishop.
Bogullet, yeah.
Bishop.
What,
Sorry.
Gullet?
Bishop gets. There's that bit where, you remember the bit where Bishop gets like cut in half at the waist?
Yeah.
And he's just, that's the reveal. No, it's not the reveal. But he gets cut in half at the waist, and he's like, "Oh, jeez, I've been cut."
And his
in
voice
half."
goes weird, kind of speakery, but that's it.
And there's just like weird android semen everywhere.
Okay, so they get off the ship and they've all got aliens in them, and the guy starts freaking out and he's real sick. And when they're bringing him to the doctor,
Can we talk about the infirmary scene?
Yes,
They should have just quarantined him. They shouldn't even stayed with him. Just fucking
she vomits
quarantined.
blood on
Dumbest
one of
bit
them.
of
Or they
shit
should have
I've
all.
ever
When
seen.
that happened, they should have just all left.
Okay,
Like,
so
Are you okay? She gives him a hug. He's vomiting blood. I don't think he's okay.
Let's recount what's happening. In this. So they got the sick guy with the back popper in him in the nurse's office or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And they're both there and they're like, "Oh shit, his back is getting all weird. He's doing some weird spasms." But one of them is supposed to be a nurse, and she's like, "Shit, we gotta get out of here." But then when something starts popping, they're like, "Okay, yeah, we really should get out of here." So the blonde lady runs out of the room and locks the nurse in there for no reason, and she's like, "Hey, let me out."
quarantine, but
Yeah, he's
They
already
both then
vomited.
die.
He's
Yeah.
already vomited blood onto the blonde one.
And so she's like, "Let me out! You're being crazy. The thing hasn't even popped out of his back yet. There's plenty of time
There's
to
a
let
good
me out."
40 seconds. She can
And the
open that
blonde's
door and let him out.
Nah, mate. So she runs and she goes down to Skype with her husband. And she goes on Skype with her
Danny
friends.
McBride.
And she's like, "Hey, shit's happening.
as soon as the alien popped, she should have said there is something else on this planet. No one ever mentioned.
yeah, she goes like,
Yeah.
some shit is going down, and they're like, what? She's like, there's some serious shit going down, and she won't specify what it is. And
She's
then
crying.
Pronoun game.
they got cut off, and then she keeps crying, runs away, grabs a shotgun, unlocks the door.
You're
of the
talking about
infirmary,
this is my favorite shot in the
goes
film.
into the
shoot it
infirmary,
and slips on the blood.
Legs up.
slips on the blood, fires. The alien nearly gets her. She fucks the gun on the ground, gets out, locks the door again, goes and gets another gun.
No, she messes up her foot because she gets her foot stuck in the door, and
She
which
gets her foot
ultimately
stuck in
fucking
the door.
breaks her
She gets
foot.
horror movie running skills.
Yeah.
And then she
She
hobbles-
breaks her leg even more when she jumps.
She gets another shotgun that she's even less effective with. The
It
alien
gets
bursts
caught
out through
in
the
the
glass
net.
in the door. Then the alien gets
It
caught in the
grows
net.
immediately.
It grows immediately. The alien gets caught in this fucking net thing that's hanging from the ceiling.
She shoots
it point blank range, and it does nothing. It's a newborn
Wait, no,
alien.
it does something. It hits the tanks behind it and blows the ship up.
Yeah, and that's literally. Are they saying that baby aliens are now fucking bulletproof? Like that? Like
Yeah, it does nothing. It
point
just
blank with a
older ones
shotgun
are.
in the face.
And the thing is, we had one alien, which was that when it died in the. It would have died in the fire. The
Yeah.
thing is, then when they're all outside, that makes 2 aliens, but there was 3, so meaning that one of them
Well,
would
was
not
only
have
2.
died in the.
There was only 2.
No, there was only 2. Yeah.
There was the one that came out of the back, and there was the one that came out of the
Yeah.
ginger guy with the beard.
But how
And
did
then
it
his
survive
male-
the fire?
It got out of ship.
Yeah, got out of the ship. His male lover comes down, is crying. I'm like, oh.
Wait, did they
I
all
guess
run
were
away, or
friends.
did they
He's like,
actually
they
get
were
to kill
lovers.
them, or did they just run?
No, well,
Did they outrun them? Because that would have made no sense if they just outran them. Because they can't.
What do you mean they outran? Well, what do you explain?
you-
What your problem is? Go ahead.
Do you know? Did they actually kill the 2 little white aliens
I
when
think
they were
killed.
all fighting?
I think they killed one of them in the field. You mean?
Yeah, in the field.
David shoots one. They shoot one of them to death, and they're like, "Oh shit!" There's
Then they
another
distract
one.
another
And-
one with a flare. Don't
Yeah,
they?
they distract it with the flare,
Oh, no,
and then David comes along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David
He's like,
distracts it with the
come,
flare.
come with me if you want to live.
Yeah, and then that
Which
one
they
comes
don't
back.
question to why there's life
So they go.
on this planet,
They
or
go-
why there's like another David.
They
Yeah,
go
they're-
to
they're
Michael
not entire-
Fassbender's house.
Yeah, they're not at all like the Prometheus people. Never made it back from that planet. So up until this point, they don't know that aliens exist, and
Yeah.
they don't react to it at all. They're just like, oh yeah, there's like a wee fucking whippersnapper trying to kill us. That's
Yeah.
They don't say, oh my god, there's an alien here.
And the fact that there's nothing else on the planet.
Yeah.
Also, is that
Nothing.
music
by
getting
this
louder, or is it
point,
just me?
Is there any indication that humanity has
no.
ever seen extraterrestrial
No,
life?
No.
because the Prometheus people never made it back.
No, it's just the engineers.
They were never,
Yeah.
they were never able
Yeah.
to show that they did. So,
So they go to
So
Michael
they're not at
Fassbender's
all
house.
freaked out enough. That,
but the Prometheus people
alien
weren't killed
predators-
by the aliens.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like they don't.
We
have
all
any-
Because
know-
otherwise, we don't have aliens running around on the planet. But
We'll
we
get
don't.
to that in a minute. They go back to Fassbender's house, which is a big temple belonged to the creators, or
Yeah.
the Prometheus people.
The engineers.
The engineers, that's
And
it.
he's doing some dope-ass drawings. Like
There's
really
some sweet statues all over the
sweet
place.
statues. He's been working a lot in these last 10 years.
Yeah, he's got nothing else to do, just fiddling around
With the goo.
with the goo.
He's got some eggs in the basement.
They all relax.
Oh,
Oh.
that means nothing.
The Neomorph climbs the wall. He gives a bit of exposition, and this is where we get our wrap up to Prometheus. Apparently,
Numi Rapace is dead. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
he killed her off to make a xenomorph or make some genetic material for some aliens with
Wait,
the
so
pathogen.
did he implant the
Yeah.
egg in her while he was making out with her? Is that how this happened? Or how did
I like to think
how
he,
did
like-
David?
I like to think he
freaking-
put it in his testicle and then he has sex with her.
He just whips his pants off and it's just no
Machine-
capacitor.
Well, you
It's a
get.
USB
Does he
cable.
have genitals though?
Wait.
He's a,
Where did she get him a new body?
Just, they're hanging
Were they
No,
around.
just-
she reattached. They reattached the body.
I thought she. But at the end of Prometheus, she just runs off with the head, doesn't she?
You're right, actually. Yeah. Although no, the body would be on the ship.
Oh, right. Well, it'd be great if it was like Futurama and she attaches it, but it's backwards.
His ass is on the front.
but how do we know he has genitals?
Actually, yeah, we don't.
See,
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
he's an android. Why would he need them?
What kind of person is...
Androids are people too, okay?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Charlize
off,
Theron's
birds.
dad.
Wayland.
Wayland. Mr. Wayland would totally give his androids dick.
Oh, yeah. Like-
and also, it's Wayland Yutani.
Yeah.
It's half Japanese. You know they'd give their androids penises.
I feel like he gives it a small penis just so he feels better about himself, though.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a vindictive dick like that.
Well, it was.
That music is really fucking annoying, by the way.
Can I get onto the thing that's really annoying me?
What?
And
Is it the birds? Because if it's the birds,
no, Jack, the sound of bird song doesn't irritate me.
I hate birds. Go on.
You hate nature.
I love
Hey,
nature.
bird shits on you.
But Jack, you love the birds, bud. I feel bad for the birds. Oh, pull it up. Cheers. Oh, life is like tug of war. I'm always pulling.
Oh, jeez. Anyway. No, it's just...
I'm sorry, any listeners.
He's a pulling machine.
I'm a tug boy. I pull that much.
I know I can't talk, but you really wouldn't think you'd lived in Cork City for 18 years, would you?
Not at all.
Anyway,
Planes!
so, you know how Alien 1, they find the engineer chest bursted, and they find
Space jockey.
the space jockey was an
Yeah,
engineer.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
the engineer from Prometheus.
Yeah.
The engineer from Prometheus is the space jockey. Am I right?
Yeah,
But it's a different ship.
Is it?
it's a
Yeah.
slightly smaller
they,
ship.
They
slightly
confirm it's a
bigger.
different ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like a renegade one.
Doesn't matter. So,
Doesn't
it's a space jockey. He's been chest bursted. They find facehuggers on that planet, and the plot of the movie Alien happens. But David wasn't on that planet, was he?
No. So how did it go from?
If David created the facehuggers, like, I don't know, like 50 years, 100 years at the most before the plot of the movie Alien,
It's
how
not
did
even that.
an-
It's 50 years. It's 40 years at most.
How did an engineer get chest bursted by a creature he had just created? That's my main problem with Covenant. It doesn't make any sense.
only
Yeah,
way
because
you-
all the engineers are.
It's like they're making
I
an
always-
entire
we find out
trilogy
David
without
killed
paying
the
attention to
engineer.
any of the previous ones.
I just been running with the idea that the engineers were the ones who created the xenomorphs as a biological weapon, but it backfired.
There's two things. One, I think that's how the sequel to this movie is going to go, where we get to that colonizing planet and maybe one more engineer is alive. He's like, fuck, I'm going to blow up this whole colony. He gets away, kills everybody on the planet, lands on another colonized planet with the chest burster. That sets up Alien. That's fine.
So fucking convoluted.
It's convoluted, but you can do it.
You could do it.
Also,
we never actually got
See,
an
the thing is, we
explanation
now
as
have,
to why
like,
the
two
engineers hated us so much.
eggs.
I like.
Yeah.
I've listened to one theory that I actually kind of like, and it makes a bit of sense.
Like,
and
it's
Well,
good
no,
for-
but no, it's Ridley Scott has come out and said that Jesus was an engineer that they sent to Earth, and when they fucking crucified Jesus, engineers are like, these guys are dicks.
I think the engineers were made as a rival species to humans.
Okay,
to
so
see who would
why
win
doesn't
first.
Why doesn't it say at any
Which
point
is
in
the
the
best
Bible?
one? They made xenomorphs. I want to say we made predators. We didn't.
No, we didn't. The Yacht are an
you know
alien
the-
species. Can I just say? So, at
gonna
no
have
point in the
war with
Bible, at no point in the Bible, do they mention the fact that Jesus was an 8-foot tall, bald albino.
To be fair, he's always depicted as super muscular and white.
but with hair and also not 8 feet tall. People,
It's just a really big cross.
in Jerusalem, in the 2,000 years ago, do you think the Romans would have just been going like, "Oh, that's just some really tall Jew"? They would have thought, "Oh shit, that's like a god or something." Like, how does that make any sense? You've made me so angry. I'm sorry. Why did you have to tell me that? Why did you have to tell me that?
Mary, how did that 8 foot tall albino come out of you? Virgin birth.
I feel sorry
Virgin birth.
I feel sorry for Mary
Only
if she
for
was giving
Catholic.
birth to that thing.
Oh boy.
Can you imagine how big an engineer baby is?
That's like giving birth to a toddler. Like.
An engineer baby would be the size of you. It would just be fucking.
You know what?
Is that a comment on my height, John?
Yeah.
Is that a comment?
No, I mean, it's a comment on the height of the engineers.
Who are you, you motherfucker? You call me small. I'm funny to you. Is it gonna amuse you?
No wonder they needed a whole stable to give birth to one.
Fuck, am I funny?
Am I a clown? Do I amuse you?
Oh, they're
Funny
doing a
fucking
bit.
how?
They're doing a bit.
Isn't it sad that Joe Pesci is mostly remembered for Home Alone?
Is Joe Pesci dead?
No.
No, thank
He's
God.
just golfing, Jack. Don't worry.
actually,
He's just golfing.
Joe
It
Pesci.
sounds,
Can we go
it sounds
get
like
Joe
those
Pesci
weird
at the moment?
Google questions you find, you
No,
type in, is Joe Pesci dead?
He's living a good life. He's very comfortably retired. He is.
Is Bob Hoskins dead?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Have they done something together?
No, I don't think.
They should do something together. Reboot of Twins.
I feel like Ophelia was going to say something and John cut her off about 50 times in a minute.
Bob
I have
Hoskins
a
is
question
great.
for the end of Alien Covenant. Do you know how David put he put the facehugger eggs with the embryos?
Skipping ahead a bit, go on.
So if they were to hatch, they'd be these little pod things again, right? How would he hide those on a colony ship that's going to take another fucking 50 years?
You'd hide them in the wood log.
Form around them or something? Yeah.
Yeah,
How does that
and
work?
then how
You'd
would
hide them in the log cabin.
he would have 2 facehuggers, which would then, let's say they get 2 humans, let's say 2 humans that hatch an alien, hatch aliens. That's 2 aliens, but the aliens can't make other aliens. They just kill, right?
Yeah, well, unless they make a queen, but they don't have a queen.
Yeah, so they just have aliens upon aliens upon aliens. So
Where were we in the movie?
I don't think it matters.
All right, so
I think it works like bees. I think any alien can just become a queen.
yeah, it can
while it's in the womb.
Jurassic Park style. It can change gender if it needs to be.
What? No,
Like
because
most reptiles do that.
they specifically state in
Reptiles
3
can't
that it's a
change
queen
gender.
embryo.
Certain-
So
Certain lizards
is it like
can
a
change
massive
gender.
glowing embryo then?
it's decided
can do
before.
that, but-
No,
Certain
Jack.
lizards can as
They
well.
do, it's
Frogs can as well.
It is decided
Yeah, they're
before they
amphibians,
chest
that
burst
makes
whether it's going to be a queen or not is decided before it chest bursts.
That's why they take longer, correct? So if you keep one in there real long, you can make it.
Because in Alien 3, Ripley finds out she is a queen ready
Yeah.
to gestate inside her.
And then she Terminator 2
If a
herself.
pregnant woman got to an alien side of her, would it burst out of the baby or out of her first?
Well, it
I don't-
depends.
Would it burst out of the baby and then the baby with the alien would burst out of her?
She gets face hugged and the ovipositor just keeps going down until it reaches the baby.
No,
How would it get in there? They're 2 separate systems.
It's even
It just punches through the stomach.
That would be
line.
Technically,
messed up
everything
if
the woman eats,
gave
the
birth
baby
to the
eats.
baby, and the baby started
So it
crying,
goes
and the
through,
baby
the
got chest bursted.
placenta.
That's even better to imagine.
The
baby
ovipositor
comes out
through the
and says,
placenta.
"You're having twins."
It's an alien, but no, they form a weird brotherhood, the alien and the baby.
I think
I'd watch it.
I mean,
No.
Like,
It was a sitcom.
What are those twins that are stuck together?
My
You
brother
mentioned
was
one.
eating more.
They're Siamese twins, but one of them.
Once an alien, once a dude. Aiden made this joke
They're
after we
connected by
went
the
to see
dick.
it. Aiden made the joke, and he was like, it'd be funny if because all these babies grew up with this alien who's being, incubated next to them. They just they didn't realize, so they're just going to high school and they're like, "Hey, something up with Steve today," and it's like a facehugger with a baseball cap on in the middle of class.
oh, that'd be kind of sad. Can you imagine being a facehugger your entire life, just looking for someone to oviposit so you could die?
No, but can you
Wait, do
imagine?
they die when they...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do with 2 facehuggers? How are they going to...
One of them will make a queen, and the queen will make more facehuggers.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's
Hopefully, he can only-
that's a 50-50.
he only brought 2.
Yeah, he only brought 2. That's
Hey,
like
we
a
only
50,
saw
not
we only
even
saw his
50,
spit exit.
50
Maybe he's
chance.
got more. in
Maybe
the
it's like
stomach.
bees. If bees don't have a queen, they'll just make a queen. So maybe it's the same thing.
But
How do they
it's a
choose, though? If bees
Just
don't have
like
a queen,
Jurassic
do they have a vote? Do bees vote who becomes the new queen?
Oh, no
They
one.
picked the biggest slut in the
Xenomorph
alien
democracy.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm a
Female bee. All female
bees.
bees in the hive are infertile, except so I don't think they could be.
Life finds a way.
Must go faster. Must go faster.
Have you ever seen a bee queen? They're massive.
They're way
They're
bigger.
like this fucking big.
Whoa.
I could
they
beat
can't
one.
do
I could beat
anything.
one in a
No,
fist fight.
they can't
is
do
what we're saying.
anything. But
Jack fights a bee. That's
yeah.
That's next week's episode. Jack versus the bees.
Not the bees!
All right, so we find out that David, after Prometheus, went to the engineer's planet and just murdered the fuck out of everyone.
Just committed a
Somehow.
genocide.
He used the pathogen they were going to use on Earth on them. Got him good.
Oh, the old spy.
Pull the old switcheroo on him, kind of.
Oh, hold on.
Wait, did they all turn into
The old
aliens?
mass
There was
genocide.
a plot of an old
No,
doctor.
it was just
Because isn't the pathogen the stuff that...
No,
the
just turn them
pathogen
into-
just freaks you the fuck out and makes you this weird, super strong zombie fella.
You with
Or
the big
turns you into a
swollen head.
statue, apparently.
But
Or into a statue.
all those, like, yeah, so they
guess a high
didn't
dose
turn at
just-
all, so it just killed them.
That's actually a different parasite altogether.
Yeah,
Like it's a
he's got a number of them. He's making them. He's breeding them. He's having a good time with them.
There was a lot of-
How many has he
Teaching him the
made?
flute.
There was an old Doctor Who short story that said that the Ice Warriors, the like Martians, they were the ones who created the Spanish influenza, and they brought a bunch of Ice Warriors to Earth and then froze themselves so they could come out like genetic bombs and just spread the Spanish flu and kill all the humans. But then they were frozen too long, and the Spanish flu mutated inside them and killed them all. So that's kind of really tall aliens make a disease to kill all the humans, and then the disease kills them.
So everybody in David's house starts getting murdered off because we've got half an hour left and we got to get to the finale.
We gotta lose all these other supporting characters.
Yeah, we got to lose Catholic McGee.
Catholic McGee.
They wouldn't let me lead the ship because I'm a Christian.
I'm a Christian, by the way. Do you get it? I'm a Christian.
I believe in people. I believe
Wait,
in
so how many
things.
people
I
are
believe
still
in this
alive on
planet.
the ship? There's the dude who flew
There's
down
black
to
guy, there's
rescue
Mexican
them.
guy, and there's Stanley McBride.
No, didn't the black guy die in the shower with your one?
Yeah,
he did,
They're still on the ship. Though.
Post-professional sex.
Anyway,
But I mean alive, who's still on the ship alive.
yeah, they're on. Anyway,
Apart from the colonists.
they're doing good. Everybody's being murdered in David's house.
They're doing good. Everyone's got
Is David the only one who checks on the embryos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, they're doing all right.
Because everyone else is asleep.
The neomorph comes back, murders the Mexican girl who wasn't wearing a bra. Sorry, this is something that somebody pointed out to me, but nobody in space is wearing a bra for some reason. I just want to bring
Imagine
that up.
the pain!
Nobody in that
pain!
movie. Nobody in
I
that
get-
movie wears a bra.
I mean, if there's a lower level of gravity, then
There isn't,
maybe.
though.
No level of gravity.
There's artificial gravity. Oh,
As
actually,
George
yeah. How do
Lucas
they know
says,
the
there's no
gravity
bras
is like
in
the
space.
exact same as on Earth? Wouldn't they have
Yeah,
to?
they just
Wouldn't
step
the
outside and
gravity
they
be
start floating
different?
off.
Ever see Carrie Fisher's thing actually, where I think it's a roast of George Lucas, where she's just taking shots at him, and one of them is George. She's like, George, why is it there's no underwear in space, George?
But
You told me that for 3 movies, George. Fuck, I love Carrie Fisher. I miss her. Anyway, the neomorph murders her, and then Christian guy's just like, oh my god. David's like, it's cool, it's fine.
It's all G, man.
It's all good, I'll talk him down. I got this, he's my homie, I'll talk him down.
He starts
It's
beatboxing.
like a fish language, like communicating with a fish.
And Christian guy just blows its head off. He's like, alright.
Why did he cut your one's head off, though?
Because why not? Shits and giggles. He's an alien, why not?
Cutting off heads is fun.
Ever seen an alien like a xenomorph eat someone?
That one was eating.
That's not what they do, does it?
That's
No,
what
they
that one was
don't.
eating.
No, they
It
kill
cut
for-
the head off, and then it was
They kill
eating
for sport.
it.
They're biological weapons. They kill for sport. Yeah, they're hardwired
So these
to
ones
just kill
don't even
everything they
make
see.
sense.
So what's going on there?
Yeah, why was it eating?
I was
Maybe there's
One guy just got curious.
doing a bit of human inside there and you don't know.
Like human.
That's
I
human.
wonder what it tastes like.
Yeah, he was just looking over him. He was for a neomorph. He was like mentally like 22, so he's going through an experimental phase in his life, and he's like, we spent our entire life cycle being inside
Murdering.
you.
But wait,
I wonder what it'd be like if you were inside
he would
me.
have. He had like so many samples. He said he'd been
then
breeding them
you
for like
don't want
10
a
years,
blowjob
trying to
from
get
a
the
xenomorph.
ultimate alien. So
Too much teeth.
did he like
That's a
keep
very
humans
too much.
captive to hatch them out of the humans, or how did he
he
hatch
had one
them
and
all?
he used all the biomaterial from that he could. 'Cause you see her like ripped open and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
he can't. Like,
Christian guy is just like, well, I saw you talking to that alien who killed my best friend, but fuck it, let's go to your basement. Why not?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
he's like, yeah, I need to show you something. He's like, yeah, I think I've seen enough.
What's in the
That'd
egg?
be like in Tucker and Dale versus Evil. If all those teenagers kept dying, but they also all trusted Tucker and Dale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what's in the egg? Let's take a look in the egg.
Kind of a bad example because those people were dying because they were afraid of Tucker and Dale.
Get in.
You know what I mean.
Get in real close to
I
that
think we've
egg.
expanded over
He
the
gets
20
face
minutes.
huggered.
That'd be like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre if everyone was going, "Hey, don't be mean to Leatherface. He's disabled."
He's got a face. He's got a skin condition. Don't mock him. But then we get, I want to say, the worst chest burst in all of Alien, where it's just doing Simon Says and it's real anticlimactic.
Oh, and it's reacting
When it's
to
Christian
what
McGee
David,
again.
when it's reacting to what David is like.
Yeah, he's like...
It should just kill. Like, it should just went straight for David.
Oh,
Just, like,
that's
mauled
actually
shit
the most
out of him.
effective baby I've ever seen. He stands bolt upright as soon as he pops out.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
It's like
And I love how they go from the
Giraffe
little
is born.
white to like the full on, just perfect little alien.
yeah, how does that
There's
happen?
no
Yeah.
transitional phase.
Yeah,
There's
there's no
nothing.
like evolution that makes
There's
any
no
kind of
grey
sense there.
alien.
Yeah.
It
Fucking
just goes
angsty
right from
type
white to white.
xenomorphs.
There's not really any part where he
boy.
starts adding, like, because the aliens are biomechanical, but there's no bit, like, and the neomorphs aren't, they're just biological. But there's no bit where he just starts, like, chucking nuts and bolts into the embryo.
He's just in a big pot of stewing embryo, and he's just like, ooh, yeah, he's like,
It's
he's a
just
chef.
like, he just starts threading, like, nichrome wire into it. It's like, yeah, that'll make it cook real nice.
He's just there, he's got like an iMac, and he sticks a face over to the screen.
Hey, do you know what I'm gonna, these movies are going down the shitter. I'm writing the next one. So, David gets destroyed by the xenomorphs. And then we time skip to the end of the franchise, past Alien Resurrection. So we just ignore all this Prometheus stuff. And we get to a point where the colonial marines are at war with the xenomorphs. Because the xenomorphs have learned how to face hug themselves. And they're
Super xenomorphs.
With every new generation, they make a more perfect xenomorph. Because they take the perfect xenomorph, face hug it.
I think you take that the other way. You got all these deformed ass aliens the whole time.
Wait for it. So they're chest bursting, and every new chest burster is more genetically superior to the last. But then because they're inbred, they start becoming continuously more like degenerated, and then they start wearing like flannel shirts and trucker caps, and they learn how to speak, but only in like hillbilly accents, and then they form a right-wing Christian cult, and it's the plot of Far Cry 5. Except with xenomorphs, and you're playing as colonial space marines.
No, I figured out who you put as the protagonist in that.
And also, their god is just David. So they just have statues of Michael Fassbender everywhere, and with underneath it just, no, not that Michael Fassbender, the other Michael Fassbender.
No, not that David.
Gay one.
The other David.
You see, they were brought into this world by half man, half machine. I think the only thing to take them out of this world is half man, machine.
Terminator.
RoboCop. Alex Murphy RoboCop has to hunt them down.
And they just keep making Christian puns about the other, like, androids. So Bishop is Bishop. He later gets promoted to
Ash is Ash Wednesday.
Ashes to Ashes.
Ashes to Ashes.
Who's on in Alien 3?
Oh, there was one in Alien 3 with Bishop again. With Bishop's head. But then in Alien Resurrection, you had this woman.
I thought in Alien 3, Bishop was just like the normal guy Bishop.
Yeah, he was normal guy.
It was just normal.
But he was
the
Wayland.
original guy.
He was one of Wayland.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have anything else to say about Alien Covenant?
Well, judging by what I've heard, it sounds shit.
But anyways, the xenomorphs start murdering people. We get back to the ship. Danny McBride and New Ripley fight off a xenomorph again. They crushed one already.
Also, actually, sorry, briefly, can we talk about how weird the Wayland family bloodline is? So in AVP, we get the first Wayland, and he looks like Bishop because he's played by the same guy who plays Bishop.
Alright.
And then he has a son at some stage who has another son, who has another son, who has another son, who looks like Guy Pearce, who does not in any way look like Bishop. And then he has the son who has the son who has the son, who again looks exactly like Bishop. What?
That is fucking weird.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Is the Bishop gene just recessive in them, or...?
Super recessive.
Yeah, fuck.
Super recessive Bishop gene.
Also, I just want to say, somebody pick up the phone, because not like a few episodes back, we called it, Danny McBride made it to the end.
Yeah, I know.
Danny McBride actually made it to the end.
Well, kind of. I think David is going to kill him anyway, because...
But why? He doesn't know anything.
But no, like, as he's going to use him
as a test subject.
As an incubator. I love if an alien came out of Danny McBride and he started wearing a fucking cowboy hat and had mutton chops.
Is Walter
Yeah, it
just
just
stuck
came
on
out-
the planet now?
Oh yeah, Walter's, he's gone. He's dead.
Yeah,
Also, can we talk
Off
about
screen, yeah.
how fast David was able to cut off his own hand, beat
Yeah.
Walter in a fight,
I like
and
think he
switch
was
their
like jogging out the
clothes?
temple
Yeah.
while like cutting off his hand and he was like brushing
Pulling
his
on
teeth
his
and doing his
clothes.
hair back. He's like, shit, I
Like,
gotta go.
sticking his hands
on, gotta get the
I'm missing
spandex
my
on.
jet.
He was just pouring blonde hair dye into his scalp as quickly as possible and brushing his hair back.
Got to get the voice right. Got it. Got it.
Walter.
Fuck.
My
It's
God.
such a train wreck of a movie. I love this. Rihanna, do yourself a favor. Don't watch it.
I don't
Watch the
it.
Michael Fassbender Macbeth if you want to watch a Michael
No,
Fassbender.
that's
Go
a
watch a
good
quality film like Triple X, Return of Xander Cage.
No,
Quality film.
watch Triple X 2.
No,
one. Ice Cube.
Sex
Bob,
Double
Bob.
X.
no, watch Return of Xander Cage because Ice Cube turns up in that with a fucking bazooka for no
Oh
reason.
my god.
My brother would literally shit himself if he saw that bit. Like, if I could just convince him to watch it.
Just get that one scene
He
where
will
up and
actually
down.
die. Like, he'll probably cry. We watched that movie so much as kids.
Alright, on that
Alright.
note, what do we
Triple
think?
X 2?
Yeah. No, like, we saw Triple X 2 before Triple X 1, and we loved it.
What rating do we give Alien Covenant? Where'd they come from? What they're doing? Did they know stuff?
I'd give it 2 wolf cocks out of 10.
I'd give it a whole 1 wolf cock out of 10.
I would give it 3 McBride pube beard faces out of 20.
And on that note, enjoy
What would you
everyone.
give it out of what rating system?
Wolf cocks or Danny McBride faces, your choice. That's the name of the episode.
Will Cox or Danny McBride? That sounds like okay. That's got to be a scene in Far Cry 5. You get kidnapped. You're taken into this weird like underground sex dungeon.
You
It's
get the
like
choice.
Zed from Pulp Fiction.
You either have to kiss Danny McBride
No.
or kiss a wolf.
I have my rating.
so you're
I'm
like-
gonna give it 1 wolf dick with Danny McBride's face on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
He
about-
did, like, his beard just
Yeah.
metals into the bear cup.
Oh, I love
Bear
it.
cup.
So you get
I looked up bear dicks last week as part of a thing in a bar. Don't ask me how it came up, but it was real weird.
Yeah, really, don't ask me that.
Like, we had a conversation, he's like, you drew the bear, but where's the dick? I'm like, you don't see cartoon bear dicks. And he's like, do bears even have dicks? I'm like, yes, they have dicks, but we just don't
Of
see
course,
them.
bears have dicks.
Exactly, right? That's why,
How can you go through your life without bears don't have dicks?
that's why I had a few drinks with you. I'm like, of course bears have dicks. They're like, do we see them? I'm like,
True.
do we?
I've
We have to
had,
Google, do bears have outside dicks?
They're mammals, of course they do.
Bear
I've
dicks are
had
real big as
arguments
well.
with people. Someone said that snakes don't have dicks, and I was like,
No, they pop out.
yeah, I know
are
they do.
dicks.
They do pop out, but I'm just there like,
I'd like
Yes,
to
they do.
Did you know when like
That'd be a great
big
party
ass
trick,
whales
wouldn't it?
mate,
If
there
you're-
has to be a third wheeler because they're so heavy. One whale has to support the bottom one. It's just the ultimate third wheel.
It has to act as a float.
Can I ask a question, actually?
Wouldn't that be a great party trick if you were like a snake and you're just like, oh, my entire body's a single long tube, right? No appendages? Wha-bam! Check this shit
well,
out.
like, yeah,
I'm
their
a small
penis is
teeth.
meters
Well,
long
we're
and
talking
produces
about
I'm a
gallons of
lowercase
sperm.
L.
While we're talking
Whale
about
dicks.
reptile reproduction,
Oh, I thought you were talking about snake. I was like, what?
while we're
So this is how our conversation has degraded to. Anyway, so
while we were talking about reptiles, how do stegosauruses have children? How do they fuck?
Well, they did. Did you see any stegosauruses around?
No, damn it, how did they breed back then?
Well, maybe
They had spikes on their back, they couldn't lie
it's
forward.
like chickens, you know? Maybe it's like the female laid eggs and then the male fertilized them.
I wish I was. Wait, is that what happens?
No, the
female
male,
lays an egg
the
and then the
male
male
fertilizes the
kisses
egg
on
while
her.
it's in the
Yeah.
female,
That's how
and then
fish
the
do it.
female lays the eggs.
Nothing more erotic than jizzing on your own children.
That's
And
that's the title of the episode.
and that's why Dad can't see his kids anymore.
No, like it's how salmon do it. It's the female releases all the eggs, then the male just fucking just.
He's
And
like,
on
you don't want
that
to see this
note-
bit, honey. Let me
He just
alone.
That's a
releases.
scene in The Little Mermaid 2 we never got to see.
Can you know how that must be how mermaids reproduce?
Exactly.
Right? They have to just spawn.
And
Yeah,
on
but
that
imagine,
note,
how do mermaids defecate? Is it like a string
They
like
don't have
fish?
butts.
Yeah.
Is it
I
like just
have
that
seen
string?
some artistic interpretations of a mermaid where the scales come up their sides, but it doesn't come up their butt, so they literally just have a butt.
That's weird. Okay,
Does that mean they can only do anal?
No, they're like
My Little
their,
Mermaid
like,
fanfic's
vagina
coming
is
along
isn't
well.
covered by scales either. It just the scales come up around like that. It's really weird.
So the main villain of Far Cry 5, he captures you. He brings you to his underground sex dungeon.
Snake dick.
You're handcuffed to the back of the chair. You know, you've got the ball gag in your mouth. Marcellus Wallace is there for some reason. You're like, you're trying to get out, and he just slowly walks up to you. He's got the gimp like on a leash, and he just leans really close to your face and he goes, "Danny McBride, face or wolf dick? Choose."
Have you ever
and
seen
on
an
that
ostrich
note,
dick?
And
good night,
They're
everyone.
totally like a twisty fry. They look like a twisty
Good night,
fry.
everyone.